Okay, this one might ruffle some feathers, and I'm definitely gonna get some comments telling me what a fucking idiot I am. But hey, listen up. This with the tomb wall in Gabriel Knight's Sins of the Fathers just absolutely befuddled the ever-loving out of me. And even when I caved and looked up the solution in a walkthrough, it still took me ages to figure out how this puzzle chain was actually constructed. So what you need to do is go party down with the voodoo cult somewhere in the swamp, but your invitation must have gotten lost in the mail or something, so you need to work out where the rave is going down. So you nick a tracking device from your moron police detective friend Mosley, and now you have to work out some place to stash it, ideally in some place that you know is going to be at the shindig in the swamp. At this point in the story, you've sussed that the dude at the local voodoo museum, Dr. John, is definitely in on the whole thing. You also know that he's in charge of bringing trinkets to these little get-togethers, but he's not the one calling the shots. Whoever's actually running the show leaves messages for him on this tomb wall about what doohickey he should bring next. So we need to leave the tracking device in some sort of object in here, then leave a message telling him to bring that thing. But what object? To me, anything in here seems like it would work, including, but not limited to, shoving it up the snake's ass, because they always bring the snakes, and yeah, snakes do have holes. But there's only one object Gabe will leave it in, and that's this tiny little coffin here next to the door, which you would be forgiven for not even spotting in the first place because it blends in so well with the background. You don't get the option of choosing which object for the dude to bring along. It has to be this little baby coffin. Next, we have to leave a message for the good doctor on this tomb wall telling him to bring the little coffin. We even have two of their previous messages written down and partially translated, since the voodoo alphabet in this game is just a simple letter substitution cipher. But you'd better have been paying close attention to how this voodoo cult words their messages, and even closer attention to what the voodoo name for this little baby coffin is, and, more importantly, how to spell it. If you get it wrong, Gabe just clairvoyantly senses that his message isn't quite right, but he doesn't bother explaining why. And you may think, okay, well, that doesn't sound so bad. Well, no, not when I lay it out step by step. Well, I'll tell you, working out what the game even wanted me to do after getting the trackers from Mosley's office was hard enough, because you don't really get any hints that nudge you in the direction of, I should hide these in a thingamajig somewhere, then trick the cult into bringing that thingamajig so I can follow them. You're sort of left to figure that out for yourself, and while ordinarily I would appreciate this kind of non-pushy design where the game just doesn't take the player by the hand like they're teaching a child how to cross the street and starts very insistently pointing at a quest marker that says, "New objective, do this thing, dude." Here I felt I could have used a bit more of a nudge.